I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Michael Miller.
Good afternoon, everybody. Are we ready to run wild? Let's hear it. Say, run wild. Run wild. Come on, run wild. All right, I like that. That's exciting. Thank you, Harold, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. It's always an honor to stand in front of a group of people such as yourselves. And I'm going to talk to you once again, share a little bit in the next few minutes about what everybody else has said something about customer service. That's how important it really is. And customer service, really, it starts from within. I know all of us here have probably been through some sort of customer training. You may get an orientation, you may get it ongoing, but it kind of stops right there, and it starts internal at that point. At that point, you have to kind of look inside and realize, what am I going to do different? What kind of experience am I going to create different here at Wild Horse Pass that they're not going to get when they go to one of these other casinos? And just so I could get a real life experience, I came here to visit about a week and a half ago on Saturday. And I just wanted to find out, okay, what kind of running wild experience is Mike Miller going to get when he shows up? I thought, you know what, I want to bring this experience out. I want to bring people up to the stage when I get this great customer experience. So what I did is I took a bunch of $1 bills and I wrote WOW on them, W-O-W. Now my wife is sitting across the table and she asked me, why are you writing mom on the dollar bills? We're going to talk about mom here in a couple minutes. But the whole idea was I wanted to come here, I wanted to experience something, and if I saw something spectacular, I wanted to give you $1 with wow on it. Does anybody remember me being here, like Saturday before last? People that were working? Yeah, I know, I see some nodding hands back there because I introduced myself. I shared the stage with a gentleman, you probably heard of him, his name is Zig Ziglar. Anybody heard of Zig Ziglar? Yeah, about everybody has. He probably doesn't know who I am, but I remember the story that he told about training a flea. Here's the concept behind training a flea. You can catch a flea, you can take it, you can put it into a jar, and you can put that lid on. And that flea, the natural instincts is for it to escape, to jump up out of that jar. And it'll jump, jump, and continually hit his head on the top of that lid. And you can walk away for a few minutes, and you can come back. You guys kind of threw me off there. I didn't even know you were there. Who did that? You too? You can come back, and that flea... I'm surprised I can remember this story. These ladies, huh? Yeah. So you guys don't even care about the flea anymore, do you? Oh, that's great. So you can come back, and that flea, after a while, that flea will have stopped jumping high enough, just enough to where it's not bumping its head anymore. You can take off that lid, and that flea will continue to use its natural instincts to escape. But it stops short of where that lid was. And I kind of think that's where we get trapped. If you think of that jar as good, because there's two over here too. I'm just going to stand right here in the middle. If you think of that jar as good customer service, I think that's where we are. And not just in the casino business, but I think anywhere where we go in the industry, I think overall as a nation, we don't expect to go in somewhere and receive spectacular customer service. It's not what it was 20, 25 years ago. Those folks who can remember really, really good customer service. When you walked into a place and they treated you, as somebody said, like a guest in your home. So I think we kind of get trapped in there. That's one set. Then there's another set of people. And these are spectacular people. And I want to tell this story, but I want to invite a couple people up here while I'm telling the story. All right, I've got, I think his name is Michael Birch from, where's Michael Birch at? He's pointing. Somebody's pointing. Oh, he's right here. All right, we got Michael up here, and we also have Marchin. He's one of the security guys. You guys come on up here. And I'm actually going to jump down here. Oh, come back there. They're going to guide you and bring you up on stage as I tell the story. Go back over there, and they're going to just bring you up around here. I want everybody to see you guys. I was speaking several years ago for a grocery store chain, and I was talking about customer service and all this, and it was a good presentation. I left. A few weeks later, I got a call, and I pick up the phone, and this young man says, "Hi, Mike. My name is Johnny. I was at the Safeway presentation that you did, and you talked about customer service. I have Down syndrome," which he said proudly, "and I am a bagger." And I tried to think, you mentioned something about the mom, the MOM, and what I was talking about was those memories of magic that all of us get a chance to do. He goes, "Mike," he goes, "as a bagger, somebody with Down syndrome," because I had no idea what I could do to make a difference in the Safeway store. So, you guys, yeah, that's great. He said, "So I went home and I started thinking about it, and this is what I decided to do. Is I started making up all these quotes, all these quotations, and writing them down. And if I couldn't think of any more, I got some help from my parents. I went online and got all these quotations. I wrote them all up. And as the customer would come to the line, as I'm bagging their groceries, what I would do is I would just take that little slip, just one quote, and slip it into one of their bags. No big deal. Well, after a couple weeks, I noticed, and I had a conversation with his manager about this too, we noticed that the line where Johnny was at was always full. So the manager came in one day, said, got on the speaker like this, all checkers up to the front of the store. So here they come. They come up, and checkers, they're opening up their lines, but nobody's moving over. The manager walks over and said, "Folks, we have an empty line right over here." Like, no, that's okay. "Well, why don't you want to move?" "Well, because we want to get that quote from Johnny." And the manager's thinking, "A quote from Johnny?" So they said, "Yeah, in one of our bags, there's always a quote from Johnny. It's awesome." I said, this one lady said, "I actually come here sometimes twice a day just to get a different quote from Johnny to hear what it says." People say, "I make excuses to come here just because I want to get that quotation from Johnny." It is changing their lives. Johnny, the kid with Down syndrome, bagger, was changing people's life. It started spreading. Once the rest of the store heard about this, the people in the fruits and vegetation department, instead of the fruits that Safeway says, "Oh, we can't sell these, they're not good enough," they were putting them in boxes, and they were taking them over to homeless shelters. The florist, if you accidentally break a stem, "Oh, we can't put that into a vase. What do we do with it?" "Well, maybe we've got some VIP customers that are coming in, and we just pin a little rose on them with a little VIP thing." It started spreading like wildfire. That store in Dallas, Texas was the #1 store for years because of customer service. Because Johnny believed in the memories of magic. He believed in hugging his customers. He believed in hug, a heartfelt, unexpected gesture. So I say hug Mom. A heartfelt, unexpected gesture with memories of magic will make a difference. Now here's what I wanted to introduce these two guys, and I want to start with a story. And I'm going to start with Margin here. All right? I told you I was going to be here, didn't I? Margin was out when I came and visited a couple weeks ago. I brought my mother and father-in-law and a friend of theirs. My mother-in-law and her friend loves to gamble. My father-in-law hates to come to casinos. Hates it. He's Italian. He's been in the country for about 40 years. And when he moved to Phoenix from Chicago, he's making $5 an hour, and he just hates. Now they're very well, no debt, beautiful home, own their cars, on. But he worked hard for his money, and spending $10 or $15, $20 is spending like a mortgage payment, like $2,000 to him. He hates coming. Mom stashes. She's got her own secret stash when she comes that he doesn't know about. Yeah. So we live in North Phoenix. Way up in North Phoenix, it's about a 45-minute drive here. So we're driving. Dad's sitting in the front seat. He's not saying much. Like, "Hey, Dad, you gonna gamble?" "No." "What are you gonna do?" "I'm just gonna stand around and watch her." Yeah. So we get out valet. I pull up to valet, like, let's see what kind of service we're gonna get here. And I got typical valet service. I'm not saying that's bad. Good customer service. Start walking in. I get my little ticket, and they're walking in front of me. And we notice a security guard over there welcoming everybody that comes through. I thought, all right, that's kind of cool. I don't really see that in other casinos. My father-in-law, and he has broken English, stops and he asks Margin a question. And I don't even know, it doesn't really matter. But Margin sits there and entertains a conversation with him. And the next thing you know, my dad's kind of smacking him on the shoulder and smiling, and he's walking away. I'm like, there's my first dollar bill with the wow, right? So I walk up to Martin, I said, Martin, I said, I want to give you this. And he saw the dollar bill, he goes, no, sir. Yeah. I said, I don't understand. He goes, sir, he goes, I can't take any money. I took the dollar bill, ripped it in half, said, there. He goes, sir, I can't handle any money whatsoever. I said, okay, I understand. So I told him what I was doing, and I said, you know, this was fantastic. But see, that's not even the best part, Martin. When we walked out of the casino after being here for a few hours, we walked out, and my father-in-law was walking beside him. He's looking around, and he goes, where's the cop? I said, where's that nice cop? I wanted to tell him bye. And it was somebody else. But that was the difference. We're riding home, okay? We're riding home, and I looked at my father-in-law, and I said, Dad, I said, so how was it? He goes, it was fun. I said, did you have fun watching Mom? Well, I gambled a little bit. Really? How much did you gamble? I gambled $20, right? Go ahead, clap. Because he set the expectation before my father ever even got in there. He created that memory of magic, and I don't know what it was, but he did it for my father-in-law. Now, I don't mean to sound negative, but one of the ladies that came with us said, I'll never go back there. I'm not going to travel that far. You know, it just was like any other casino. My father-in-law, he's like, I'll go back. And he will. He'll come back because more. Now, here's the thing, Martin, you can't accept money when you're on the job. And you're not on the job. I got permission. So he would accept a dollar bill, but I bet I'll accept a $100 bill. What do you think? He still doesn't want to accept. Awesome. All right, I gotta make this short. Now we got Michael here. Now I didn't know Michael from Adam, obviously, but I got online and my wife and I had eaten, and we saw that, hey, we can get a discount at the restaurant if we get the player's card. So we got there. There wasn't, maybe 3 or 4 people in front of us. My wife and I got up there together, and we happened to be standing in front of Michael. So he makes his introduction. He's talking, making small talk. I'm like, okay, yeah. He gives us this form to fill out. You all have seen it, the form that we had to fill out, get the player's card. All these questions, like, God, why do I got to fill all this junk out? Just give me my card, right? I'm hungry. I'm filling it all out. I was like, he's taking it. My wife finishes first. He takes it in there. He makes a comment about it, but I'm not thinking. I'm still filling it out. Afterwards, at that night, the special was $5. He goes, man, because we're going to give you $5. That you can go right here to the banker and cash on us. But my wife's looking at me. She's Italian. It's like a lot of money. He's like, yes. That's the first $5 that's going into the slots. So I give him mine. Michael takes my information, and he's typing it in. Just, I'm making small conversations with my wife. And he gets done, and he looks at me and goes, sir, he goes, you're probably not going to believe this. And even though that you are a blackjack player, you get $5 as well. Now, the $5 isn't the big deal. I can't believe that he actually read my card as he was entering in that data and realized that I'm not a slots guy, but I'm a blackjack guy. And he actually commented about it. I'm thinking, this guy's just not data entry. He's in there, he's reading my card, he's paying attention to what I'm doing. The fact that we had the same first name makes it even better. So I asked him, are you like the security guard out there and you can't accept tips either? He said, yes, sir, I can't accept tips. But I got special permission for you too, Michael. Never $100 bill.
Do you mind if I interrupt you for a minute?
Absolutely.
I think they deserve a biblical night, don't you? And I didn't get permission.
Those are 2 more $100 bills. Thank you, guys. One while. All right, I had a lot of, look at that, standing ovation over here. That's fantastic, thank you. They deserve that. Yeah, I like that. That's a pep rally, get crazy. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's give it up for customer service. I like it. And you guys are motivating me. God, I don't want to leave the stage, but I have to. You guys got to get pictures taken or something. I want to close, and with a small story. You tell a lot of stories. I was sitting next to a gentleman on a plane several years ago, about 10 years ago, and so many things had changed in my life. I was 30 years old at the time, and I'm sitting next to this guy, and I'm just like not having a good flight, thinking about my life, and it's just, I'm a motivational speaker. That tells you right there, I've had a crappy life. So I'm thinking about this. And the guy, he's kind of sensing this, he's feeling this emotion. So we start talking. And after a while, he looks at me and goes, Michael, how do you think I am? And I look at him, this guy's in good shape. He kind of looks like Michael. Good looking chap. I said, I don't know, 60? He said, I'm 88 years old. I couldn't believe it. I almost fell out of the chair. Like 88 years old. I love to look like that when I'm 88 years old. But he looked at me and goes, Mike, he goes, the best for me is yet to come. Yeah, clap for the 88-year-old guy on the plane. I heard it today. We have to remember where we came from. Don't ever forget that. I heard the Lieutenant Governor talking about the partnerships and remembering where we came from. And that's okay. But from this point on, you have to focus about the future. You have to look at yourself and say, how many Johnnies are there going to be out here in this crowd today? How many wants to be a Johnny? There's a couple. That's good. That's a good start, girl. So I leave you with this. There's this poem that I saw. It's called Walking with Life. And just the next word from it. May the desires of your heart be pure, seeking not to attain, but to learn. Soaring as the eagle above the trials and tribulations, bringing peace to all who cross your path. It's a Native American poem, but I think it applies to all of us. For every guest that walks through these doors, treat them like a guest. Bridge that gap from a one-time customer to a lifetime guest. And do something, make a difference in their life. Do something so when my father-in-law comes back, he enjoys himself. Because there's many, many people out there. Let Wild Horse Pass be the casino of choice for the entire valley. Huh? It's been a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me. And run wild!